Perfect. Okay. So here we go. So we'll just start. Let's see if I can make it start. All right. And so welcome to session 4. And tonight we're going to go over the basic recipe, the first step of that, which is know what you want. As all of you have said in the past, and we've all said, I've said a million times, it is very difficult in our society. We're not trained to know what we want, and then we're trained to act as if it's selfish to know what you want. So I want to get over that this session, because we have to know what we want for us to get it. And well, I'd love to start off with what we're going to do. We say this 100 times a day. Abundant blessings are showering me now. I shimmer with excitement. I am prosperous. For you to retrain your brain, we've got to start saying something different, especially in the middle of a pandemic, because everybody's coming at you with all kinds of things that could lead you to be extremely fearful. And you can't buy into that. You've got to stay in that positive bubble of abundant blessings are showering me now. I shimmer with excitement because I am prosperous. And I am prosperous means I have vibrant health. I have harmonious relationships. I have a way to give my gifts and talents to the world that makes me happy and pays me brilliantly for it. And I have the treasures that I want, because I am now going for the dream lifestyle that I want. It's not selfish. It's exactly what you're promised in that financial Bible called the Bible. And so when you throw kindness like confetti, it always comes back to you. So spend your days thinking about how you're going to give kindness or throw it to somebody, so that you begin to get that whole ability to understand who you are, what you are, and you are a kindness in just coming to life. And so our basic prosperity recipe, as I wrote in the book, The Women's Millionaire Club, is really quite simple. It's not easy to do, but it's quite simple. It's know what you want, believe you can have it. Now, when I say know what you want, I put my two hands on my head. Believe you can have it, I put my 2 hands on my heart. Take action, I shake my tail feather. And give thanks and praise, I hold my hands up, because I give thanks and praise before it arrives on the physical plane. Most people are more than willing to give thanks and praise once it arrives. But if you want to give thanks and praise, I always say before it shows up on the physical plane. So that's what you're doing, is know what you want. So, and knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Every week, I want you to take this back into your abundant test kitchen. Everything I say, don't take my word for it. Don't just take it on face value. Go out and try this. Put it together. Put it into practice to know that it works, because that's why the people on our calls and the people that have come to our classes always manifest. It's because they always put this into practice immediately. Because we know the Lord shall increase you more and more, you and your children. This is promised in the big financial guide. I call it the Bible. And in the Bible, it tells us, listen to me, the Lord shall increase you more and more. God is trying to tell you every way he can that, my goodness, you will be prospered in your health, in your relationships, in the lifestyle that you choose. And we are told this in the Bible over and over and over and over, but yet we choose not to listen to that, and we'll listen to something on the news every night. It makes me crazy. This is what we should be listening to. The Lord shall increase you more and more, you and your children. Believe it. Make it come to pass. And John Randolph Price, the Abundance book, says, I lift up my mind and heart to be aware, to understand, and to know that the divine present I am is the source and substance of all my good. Let me repeat that. To know that the divine presence I am is the source and substance of all my good. God is my source. Once I get that in my head, that God is my source, of course the Lord shall increase me more and more. And that's what it tells, and that's our promise. Our promise is prosperity. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Ask, believe, and receive. Do it before it shows up on the physical plane. before it shows up on this physical plane. Whatever you ask in prayer before that believe that you have received it and it will be yours. And so our prosperity bite is, beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health just as your soul prospers. So you are prospered. You were promised perfect health. You're promised health. You're promised wealth. You're promised that you will prosper. But you have to have faith and you have to believe. So it is hard. I get that it is hard right now because every minute on every single channel, someone is telling you about coronavirus and how many people have died and how many people across the world have it. It would be foolhardy to think that that does not affect you. So you have to make some decisions, how much of it you're going to watch every day and how much you're going to control of your own life so that you can get back to what you know you were promised in the big book of financial guide, the Bible. Believe, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health. That's what you're promised. So you've got to speak out. Abundant blessings are showering me now. You've got to speak out. I shimmer with excitement. You've got to speak out that I am prosperous. You have got to retrain your brain, because if you listen to the other stuff, think of how many impressions you're getting every day, every day, every day, every day. But if you do something to counterbalance that, which is abundant blessings are showering me now. I shimmer with excitement. I am prosperous. I say that to yourself 100 times a day. That will give you 700 times a week. That will, by the time our 10 weeks are over, that's 7,000 new impressions. You deserve that. You are entitled to that. You are promised that in the Bible. Promised. So why don't we believe it? Let's start believing. And believe what you are promised, because I shimmer with excitement. I am prosperous. And Zephyrin Conte wrote us this wonderful song, and I love to hear it because it's what we say. Abundant blessings showering me with prosperity. Abundant blessings showering me, showering me. Abundant blessings showering me with prosperity. Abundant blessings showering me, showering me. I'm shimmering, I'm glimmering, I'm shimmering, singing my song, and I'm glistening. Abundant blessings showering me with prosperity. Abundant blessings showering me, showering me. I love Zephyr's new song, so she made that just for our class, so I'm very happy. And here's one for vibrant health, and it goes like this, and you can sing along in your own place. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Feels so good, feels so swell. Every little cell is happy and well. Because you see, your body is always listening. Every word that drops out of your mouth, your body thinks you want that. So if you talk about COVID-19 and you're afraid you're going to get it, guess what? The universe is always listening. Your body is always listening. It will go out and attract it to you. You must be very careful what you say, and how you say it. Because if the body's not listening, the universe is. And you always get what you ask for, even when it's not what you want. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They always say in the negative, well, I don't want to get sick. All the universe hears is sick. Get sick. And so you've got to stop it. If you have that ability and you tend to do that and say those kind of things, watch yourself, because otherwise it will be attracted to you. So every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. So every little cell, you want to stay healthy and happy, you've got to make a decision. That's what you're going to do. And you've got to let it know that's what you want it to do. So you've got to say what you want. And so here's what we're going to do. And oops, I want to go back one. Money in the mail. Our friend Joe, he loved this one, money in the mail, money in the mail. I just love to get money in the mail. And then he wanted it dropped at his doorstep. So now he's made a new one that comes to his house. So he started that, and he loved getting money in the mail. If you don't want to go back to work at a building, then start thinking about money in the mail. All right. And here we say, I love this picture. I love seeing all of that gold shining coming at you, because we know when we come together, we manifest quicker. And so we come together, and first thing we want to do is we want to go to the Abundance Banquet Hall. Now, this is something new for our friend Deb, because she hasn't been with us yet. But what I want you to do is get in your seat right now and get relaxed, clear your mind, and you're going to be able to close your eyes, because we know that prosperity depends on your ability to have a great imagination. And when you build your imagination muscles, which we do every week going to our Abundance Banquet Hall, it allows you to see everything that is in your life that you have ever manifested. You manifested in your mind first, and you manifested in your imagination. The chair you're sitting, someone thought that up before it could be brought into physical form. And so for us, we go to the Abundance Banquet Hall each week. And these are the covered dishes. And each time the maitre d' asks you, he's going to take you to one of these covered dishes. And one will be abundant, will be vibrant health. One will be harmonious relationships. One will be how you want to give your gifts and talents to the world. And of course, one will always be your treasured lifestyle. So, and after you get what you want, you will be seated in this elegant dining hall. You pick the seat you want. You know that you can always choose the prosperity. Everything is made just for you. If you get something you don't like, you can give it away. You can put it and have the waiter come and take it from you, or you can try it. And if you don't like it, you can get something else. So you never have to keep what you don't like. This is why a lot of people refuse to come to prosperity classes, because they're afraid that if they might get something they don't like. And it's so simple. If you get something you don't like, you send it back, or you get something else. So if you will, get ready to go to your own abundant banquet hall. It's time to build your imagination muscle and expand your prosperity consciousness. And as you settle into your seat, be prepared for a marvelous time. As we say in New Orleans, let the good times roll. All right, so please uncross your legs and arms, gently close your eyes, and take a great big deep breath of prosperity. Oh, yes, breathe it in, breathe it in. And vividly imagine entering an exquisite Abundance Banquet Hall. Your very own personal maitre d' greets you warmly by saying your name as it welcomes you. Notice his enthusiasm. He is genuinely excited to see you at this table. He radiates kindness and can hardly contain his joy. He seats you in an elegant place setting of fine china, glistening silverware, and crisp white tablecloth, and with a gorgeous centerpiece. He lovingly explains, for your prosperity pleasure, we've created the largest and most delectable prosperity buffet table you have ever seen. Everything and anything that you could ever want is created for your dream life and is your buffet table for your pleasure. You and you alone will decide your prosperity. Let me repeat that. You and you alone decide your prosperity. Your prosperity buffet table has covered dishes. As you lift the cover of each dish, you'll see the items that were specifically designed just for your enjoyment. So let's uncover the first dish. Imagine this is your vibrant, healthy body. The vibrant, healthy body that was prepared specifically for you. It's your ideal weight, your ideal blood pressure, your ideal pain-free, disease-free body, your ideal eyes, your ideal ability to run, jump, move, walk, sit, and stand easily and effortlessly. And since this is your ideal body of your dreams, you can discard anything you do not desire. And you may also add anything you do desire. You decide your ideal body. You desire your ideal, perfect body. So take a moment and vividly visualize your ideal body in your mind's eye. Ooh, as you uncover this next dish, it is your ideal harmonious relationship or relationships. The ideal relationship was prepared specifically for you. It's your perfect partner. Outwardly, this partner looks pleasing to you, and inwardly, this partner looks pleasing to you. It can be either a business partner or it may be a personal partner. And since this is your ideal relationships of your dreams, you may now discard anything you do not desire and add anything you do desire to an ideal relationship for you. You may also add as many harmonious relationships as you wish, both personal and business. Remember, you decide your ideal relationships. Please take a moment to vividly visualize your ideal relationships now. Oh, and this next dish is imagine your ideal way to give your gifts and talents to the world. I call it purposeful purpose. Your pleasurable, purposeful purpose was prepared specially for you. It's your perfect way to give your gifts and talents to the world. It's the ideal job, your ideal career, or your ideal entrepreneurial experience that makes you happy and makes everyone happy when you give it. Since this is your ideal way to give your gifts and talents to the world, discard anything that you no longer want. If you don't want to work in an office, you don't want to work in a school, don't discard it. If you want to add, I want to have a mobile learning station like our friend Michelle did, do it. You can add and discard whatever you want. Remember, you get to decide how you're going to give your gifts and talents to the world. If you've never done it before, it's okay. Your job is to know what you want. God's job is to know how. So please take a moment right now and visualize your ideal way to give your gifts and talents to the world. And this last dish is, oh my gosh, these are your treasures. These are the specific way, the money that you want, the possessions that you want, the lifestyle you want, the bank account you want, the investments you want. What do you specifically want? The perfect house for you, the ideal car, your ideal bank account, investments, your own ideal sweet lifestyle. You may now discard anything you do not desire and add anything you do desire. You decide your ideal treasures and lifestyle. Please take a moment to vividly visualize your dream lifestyle now. Oh, now once again, this is your prosperity buffet table. Please know each and every dream dish was designed specifically just for you, just for you. You're invited to test out dishes that might be unfamiliar to you. At any time, you can always discard what you don't desire and add what you do desire. You always, always, always get to decide your prosperity. Nobody else does it for you. It is yours. Because as an adult, you do not have to take into your life anything that you do not desire. You and you alone decide your prosperity. Remember, each week you enter the Abundant Banquet Hall, your buffet table, your prosperity buffet table is always set up for you. The prosperity items on the table are always prepared specifically just for you, and you get to decide. In your imagination, when you're ready, please get up and go get whatever else you want that will make you happy from your prosperity buffet table. Bring it to you now because it's a do-it-yourself process, just like life. So get up and get all the prosperity you want right now. Okay. And when you're ready, take a nice big yawn. Take a nice big stretch. And wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And when you're ready, come back to this class. Because I want you to remember, you always must get up to get your own results. No one's going to bring them to you. Nobody's going to do it for you. I think a lot of us have this old image that someone's going to do it for us. No, you have to get up, go get what you want, discard what you no longer want in your life, accept what you do, and then continue. And then you get the prosperity you want. It's delectable. This is how I think about life. And so now that you're all back with me, let's go on to the recipe for releasing. And the first way is to be prepared. Take an inventory of your mind pantry and physical environment. Now, what does that mean? Your mind pantry is filled with thoughts and beliefs that might have served you in the past. You picked them up from mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, teacher, preacher. And most of what you picked up didn't even belong to you, but you've been using it all these years. Mine that I picked up a long time ago that really did not serve me anymore was money is the root of all evil. As long as I believed that, and I didn't even know where it came from, actually, it came from some songs I learned when I was younger, and that's not the saying in the Bible. The love of money is the root of all evil. But once I figured that out, can you imagine why money never came to me? Because if you think money is evil, every time you get it, you're going to get rid of it as fast as you can. So once I knew money was the root of all evil, and that wasn't even the right saying, I had to let go of that. So once you release, you let go, it's called creating a vacuum. You release what no longer serves you. You bless it, you send it off to its highest good, and then you keep what works. But you have to create a vacuum. So it's like weight. Don't lose weight because we as Americans love to find whatever we lose. So stop it. Release ugly poundage. Send it off to its highest good. You've used that weight. There are skinny people in America that have just had COVID or they've had some other disease and they need to gain that weight. Send it off to its highest good to help somebody else, but release it from you because you no longer need that. That's creating the vacuum. You release something and it creates a vacuum. And we know that the universe abhors a vacuum. So fill your vacuum or the universe will do it for you. What do you want? When you decide what you want, then you get to fill your vacuum. If you do not fill it with what you want, you will get the same thing you had before till you get the lesson. So you have to decide how many times you want that lesson. I learned that I don't need that lesson 52 times. I can get it after I see it. A lot of people will do it with relationships. They'll marry the same person, different looks, but the same person over and over again because they chose not to create. They created the vacuum and they released the last one, but then they filled it with the same thing they had before. So if you do not fill your vacuum, the universe will do it for you. You must decide. So let's get the Ho'oponopono. There are several ways to say it. I like to say Ho'opono. You can say it Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. That's one way to say it. Or Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. You say it the way that makes you happiest, but either way will work. And Ho'oponopono is how to release. I started using this because when I just said, I want you to release, people had some challenges with that. So Ho'oponopono is a great way to release because you have to release to attract your prosperity. If you are the things that will keep you from your prosperity, fear, doubt, worry, hate, resentment, judgment. If you are filled up with these things, from past relationships or past experiences that you had that did not work, what happens is you're full. And once you're full, you cannot add anything else. So before you can attract your prosperity, you must release what no longer works for you. So that's why I started using Ho'oponopono, because I wanted it to be a way to release that we could all do it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We'll do a review from last week because Deb is with us new. So we say that Ho'oponopono, we are all part of one consciousness. We are responsible for everything we experience. It's not our fault. It's just that we take responsibility. The minute we blame other people, we have to then get them to make the change. And if they choose not to change, they stay the same, then we're never going to get what we want. I have to be 100% responsible for my experiences here on planet Earth. And sometimes we seem like we're powerless to change things. Perhaps you have somebody at work that does not want to do or is not kind to you, or someone in your family has been bothering you, or there's a global crisis like the pandemic. It feels like we are powerlessness. But everybody on this call, let me make this clear. You hold the power. We help the situation by keeping our focus on the greatest power of the universe, love. Dr. Lynn was able to clear and release an entire criminally insane hospital of all of its patients simply by working on himself. He thought it looked like he was powerless to change things. And everybody there, the nurses, the doctors, the psychologists, even the patients, thought they were powerless to change. So he didn't start with them. He started with himself. He held on to the power knowing that he could change the situation by changing something that was happening inside of him, and then that would change the whole. Rather than react in his usual way to focus on, oh my gosh, there's nothing I can do. This is horrible. This is awful. He didn't. He focused on Ho'oponopono, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I'm thankful. He said those four. It's the Ho'oponopono prayer or mantra, and you put the focus on you, and things will change. And so we're going to talk about this tonight, but I just wanted to do a quick review. And so we're all part of one consciousness. When we focus on ourselves and address the consciousness that you share with the other person that drives you crazy, the fact that that person is in your life indicates that there is a part of you that needs to be cleansed and cleaned. So your people that drive you crazy aren't in my life, and the people that drive me crazy aren't in your life. It is the experience that I have to share with myself, clean and cleanse myself, and it will clean and cleanse the other person. Because once I change, then it changes them. And if the other person is suffering, it means a part of me is suffering. Heal myself and give myself love, forgiveness, and thanks, and then it will shine out. That's how it works. And so each repetition of, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. Each repetition heals another layer. You go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until healing is manifest, and then you can move on. So I brought Ho'oponopono in to our classes because it is a way to release, to create that vacuum that you need so that you can then fill it with what you want. So let's get into this. Anything that happens to you or perceived that happens to you is your own creation. It gives you 100%. If you brought it into your life, guess what? That's the beauty of this. You can take it out. You have the control. You have the ability to create your own life. That's why I love it. When we use the world that we all were raised in, which is to blame everybody else for everything, then you're constantly having to fix somebody else to get your life back to where you want it. But when you accept full 100% responsibility, no exceptions, now I created this mess, I can take it back out again. I love this. That's why I like this so much. It's not my fault. It's my responsibility to heal myself in order to heal whatever or whomever it is that appears to be the problem in my life. So it's not my fault. Hear that. Forget fault. Flush it out right now. Just let it go. Let's flush that out and take responsibility to heal myself. So I love two things on YouTube. Has got two that I love the most. Ho'oponopono song, Ho'oponopono. This song is by Amen Seto, and it is in YouTube. It has the prayer, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. You don't have to go in that order. You can go in any order you want, but that's the order that they use in this song, and I like that one. So that's on YouTube. You can get that on YouTube, and I sent you out a link this last week. The other thing that I like is Sandra Rollis, her Ho'oponopono for self-love and forgiveness. Sandra happens to be located in Sedona, actually. And so, and I love this particular, and I sent you out that link as well. Or you can look it up on YouTube, and it looks like this. Ho'oponopono for self-love and forgiveness. So, how to release, using Ho'oponopono to release. So the first thing is ho'o. Ho'o means to make it. Ho'o means to make it. Pono means right. So ho'o, pono means to make it right. When you put two ponos, ponopono, that's double right, or being right with ourselves and others. Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian prayer we can use to forgive ourselves and others to whom we are connected. And the intention is, listen to this carefully, is to remove resentment, blame, guilt, anger, judgment, resentment, so that you can free yourself and all others involved from any negative energy or negative energy projections that prevent you from moving on. So it is a way to make it right, double right, being right with yourself and others, so that you free yourself and all others involved to get rid of the negative energy so that you can move on. We cannot get to what we want till we release what no longer works. Because if you're filled up with the anger, the judgment, resentment, all of these things, and sometimes you don't even know where they came from. And with Ho'oponopono, you don't need to know. You can just release it. We're going to talk about this tonight. And you focus on the core of your being that is underneath the many layers of protection. Each time you got hurt, each time that something happened in your life, you grew another layer of protection. You surrounded yourself with another wall, another shield, or another body armor. And so Tonight, I want you to just be in the moment. And when we do Ho'oponopono on your walk, in the pool, wherever you want to do it, in bed, and before you get up, you are in the moment, your mind, your body, and your spirit, and you trust that it is moving forward. You are perfectly aligned with the highest and good of good and the deepest well-being. And until using the power of your attention, you sink deeper and deeper into your healing space of trust and surrender, connecting to your most authentic core essence of who you are and your highest soul level. So your whole point of Ho'oponopono is to make it right, to make that connection and to remove the resentments, the blame, the judgment, let it go. Then you create that vacuum I'm always talking about so you can fill it with what you want. So you release, you remove resentment, blame, and judgment to attract what you want. That is what Ho'oponopono, that's how I use it. To become aware, to create the vacuum, to fill the vacuum. That's what Ho'oponopono does for me, and hopefully it will do for you. And it goes, sorry, please forgive me. I love you, and I thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, and I thank you. And so what we say all that for is because we want to remember releasing negative vibrations to attract vibrant health and positive physical self-acceptance. As I talked to you last week, and I said, Albert Einstein said, everything is energy. I want you to match the frequency of the reality you want. And you cannot help but get that reality when you release all the negative vibrations and move into that higher vibration of what you want. To match the vibration of health that you want, you must release what does not serve you and feel that vibration rise as you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. What do you need to release to let go of the physical appearance and health? When I say those words out when I'm walking, I say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm sorry for all the times that you are judged in physical appearance and then told yourself you were anything less than beautiful. I'm sorry for all the times I believed others who said I was fat, ugly, undesirable, or simply not good enough. I'm sorry for all the unsolved shame, guilt, and blame towards others, towards my physical body, and towards my sexuality or my sensuality. And I'm sorry for the unsolved emotions surfaced and ready to be seen and ready to be released. When I take that responsibility for all the times that I deprived myself of something because I told myself that others didn't think it was right that I should want that or I would be selfish. I love me and I'm sorry for all the times that I accepted that someone else's standard of beauty, even to my detriment, ruined my self-confidence and my self-love. I'm sorry I allowed that had to happen. Please forgive me for letting that happen. And then I open my heart to receive the message. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I then set my intentions to clear any negative energy frequencies. Let me really say that again. I cannot match the frequency I want if I do not clear out all the negative energy frequencies on all levels of my being by sending it deep into the earth for healing and transformation. Listen to what I do. When I'm singing the song, I say I set my intention to clear any negative energy frequencies that I no longer want on all levels of my being, and I send it deep into Mother Earth for her to heal it and for her to transform it. Isn't that fabulous? Fabulous. And I imagine the energy from the great central sun is coming in like healing wave inside my body that's cleansing and clearing my soul memory. so that I can wipe it out. If I don't know where these hurts came from, it's okay, because I'm allowing that great sun energy to clear my soul memory. And I focus all of my attention on connecting to that positive light energy and see that you are a living conduit because of the earth and the energy of the great central sun. So I say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. That assists me in cleansing and clearing and upgrading my light frequency to the highest level that is in alignment with my deepest well-being. I imagine that sometimes I'm living in a shared hologram where one person, me, where my consciousness can change the whole. I see that my consciousness, when changed to love and forgiveness and compassion, I can change the whole. And I imagine that I am the captain of my soul and the master of my creation. And that's how I do to release negative vibrations to attract a vibrant health and positive physical self-acceptance. And so I say to you, I love this picture of this lady that is in the wheelchair, but yet she sees herself as the ballerina dancing that she is. I love that. I love that. And you can only do it once you release all the negative frequencies and vibrations that have been holding you back so that you cannot get what you want in life. The next way I use Ho'oponopono is to release negative vibrations so that I can begin to attract the harmonious relationships that I want, to match the frequency that I want. Remember, you have to match the vibration of the frequency where you want to be, not where you are. So I use, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you for any time that I've neglected to take good care of myself on a physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial level within a relationship. I'm sorry for any time I did not honor myself with healthy boundaries that allowed others to control, and I allowed others to control and manipulate me or even abuse me. I'm sorry, and I forgive myself for all the times that I gave away my power, gave away my time, gave away my energy, or gave away my money in relationships that did not honor me. And I'm sorry, and I forgive myself for every time I held myself back from giving love because I felt I might be fearful of rejection or fearful that I would not make the right commitment. I had to understand that if I open my heart, I can receive that message. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. I set my intentions once again to clear any negative energy frequencies on all levels of my being and send it where? Deep into Mother Earth for healing and transformation. I did the best I could at any time with the information I had at that time. And so I have to imagine that the energy force from the great central sun is coming down like a healing wave and entering my body and cleansing and cleaning and cleansing and cleaning all the way down to my soul memory of any negative vibrations to let go of relationships that no longer serve me. And I focus all my energy on connecting to the positive light energy to see that I am a conduit between the earth and the energy of the great central sun. Everything is being cleansed and transformed to something that will be able to be used in harmonious relationships for me. I'm sorry to myself, and I forgive myself, and I love myself, and I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to use this time to heal myself, to cleanse myself, to clear myself, and to upgrade my light frequencies to the highest level that is in alignment, with my highest well-being with harmonious relationships. And once again, I imagine myself in a hologram that my consciousness when cleared and cleansed and raised to a higher vibration, changes the whole. It cannot help but change the whole. Because I imagine I am the captain of my soul and I am the master of my creations. I love you. Please forgive me. I thank you and forgive you. You can sing it any way you want to. You can change it each time. Because healthy relationships, here's the flow chart for that. You always start with love yourself first. Then you go to mutual respect and capacity for boundaries and accept differences. That I trust and operate in the present with honesty and fairness and equality for all. I support maintaining separate identities. And I always use good communication, respect for individual choices, and negotiation skills. And then I have shared positive relationships that are harmonious for all. I use Ho'oponopono to release negative vibrations to attract my purposeful purpose, the ways I want to give my gifts and talents to the world. I have to match the frequency of where I want to be, not where I am currently. You must release what does not work for you, and that's what Ho'oponopono does. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you, and I thank you for any goals that I've set for myself and then failed to meet my own expectations or others' expectations. I'm sorry and forgive myself for every time I ignored my own intuition or my own good advice of others and caused myself pain and discomfort. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. I forgive myself for every time I ignored the red flags that I saw and I went right past them and followed bad advice of myself and others that led me to failure and pain and frustration. I forgive myself. I love myself. I forgive myself for any times that I missed an opportunity because I doubted myself or I felt afraid to step out of my own comfort zone. I love and forgive myself for any times that I fell into addictive behaviors of food or drink or alcohol or anything that might cause addictive behaviors to distract or numb myself. I had to then decide to open my heart. Notice the word decide, to open my heart and to receive the message. I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and I thank you. Remember, you must set your own clear intention to release and clear yourself of any negative frequencies on all levels of your being by sending all the negative that you've had in your life deep into Mother Earth. She will so support you and protect you and take care of you. She will heal and transform what you send. Then she will send it back to you in the form of energy that you can use to clear and cleanse your soul memory, that you can use it as a healing wave from the central sun and from Mother Earth. Then you can focus then all your attention on connecting to the positive light so that you are conduit between Mother Earth and the sun. You can imagine that you say to yourself, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you for assisting me in cleansing and clearing and upgrading my frequencies, my light frequencies, to match the highest level that is in alignment with my deepest well-being. Imagine that I am in that hologram, and once I change my consciousness and I forgive myself and I let myself love myself and I'm thankful to myself for the opportunities that I've given me, then I change myself, which then definitely changes the whole. Every time I change myself, I change the whole. When I become master of my soul, I take 100% responsibility for everything in my life, then I become the master of my creations. It is so freeing. This is so freeing. This is how I use it. It might not be how others use it. This is how I use Ho'oponopono. And so I want you to be free to accept who you are and what you want to do and ways you want to give your gifts and talents to the world. I love this picture of these children because they're not afraid to tell you what they want in their life. They'll let you know. Let's be those children. And let's use Ho'oponopono to release negative vibrations to attract, so that you then can attract your dream lifestyle and treasures. You want to match the frequency of the reality you want, the dream lifestyle you want, by releasing all that no longer serve you. All you have to say is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you for all the times that I have communicated to myself and others I'm not good enough, or that I will never succeed. Please forgive me. For any creative projects, business opportunities, or financial possibilities and potential relationships that failed for any kind of reason, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. For all the times I procrastinated, had negative thoughts, unloving actions, and addictive behaviors that slowed me down or held me back from reaching my highest intention. I am sorry for all the times that other people's negative thoughts, actions, and behaviors slowed me down and held me back from reaching my highest potential. I love me for the times when I held back. I was held on to a toxic person or toxic situation far too long, and I opened my heart to forgiveness of myself. I have to say I'm sorry for all the times I gave my power away, consciously or unconsciously. And I am sorry and forgive myself for when I felt I was alone and unsupported. I choose and decide to open my heart to receive the message, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. Oh my gosh, I set my intention to clear any negative energy frequencies. I want to send that all down to Mother Earth to cleanse, to heal, to transform. I want to bring in the great sun and send that healing wave of cleansing and clearing of my soul memory. I want to focus my attention on becoming that conduit and accepting all the positive energy into my being. I see I'm a conduit from wonderful Mother Earth going all the way up to the sun, and I am being cleansed and cleared and upgrading my light frequency. I'm filled with light. I'm filled with light to the highest level that is in alignment with my deepest well-being. I also understand that every time I clear myself, every time my consciousness is cleared and I release what no longer serves me, I create that vacuum. And I also see that I am now changing the whole, because the whole cannot stay the same if I am cleared and filled with light energy. I am the captain of my soul, and I am the master of my creation, because I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you, and I create my dream life. I have 100% possibility to create my own dream life only when I release what no longer serves me. I cleanse it in Mother Earth. I transform and let Mother Earth transform that for me to send it back to light energy. So I'm filled with light energy so I can be the vibration of what I want. You have to remember that in difficult situations, whether it be a work situation that you no longer want to be in, whether it be a relationship situation that you no longer want to be in, whether it's an earth situation, we're in the middle of a pandemic, you hold the power to help the situation. When you change your consciousness and change your light frequency, when you change your vibration to a higher vibration, you focus on opening the greatest power in the universe, love, and it cannot do anything but change the consciousness of the whole, because Albert Einstein says everything is energy. And when you take your energy and you heal it and you transform it and you make it into a light energy that can be used by all. Everything changes because you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and I thank you. Now that I am cleansed, now that I am open, my heart is open and love can come in. Now I can create that vacuum, and guess what? Then I get to fill it with what I want. Does this make sense to everybody? This is how I use it to work all together. The basic prosperity recipe we want to talk about tonight is so simple. Know what you want. Is it easy to do? No, because we're trained from time. We're children not to ask for what we want, because that is what? Selfish. Oh my gosh, somebody else told me it was selfish to know what I want, so I couldn't get what I wanted all these years until I had to write the book, The Women's Millionaire Club, and figured it out. So know what you want. Know what you want. The great philosopher Mae West, I love Mae West, he said, know what you want is the first step towards getting it. Mae West knew exactly that you cannot get from the universe, God, Lord, whatever you want to call it, you cannot get what you want if you don't know what you want, because it sends out a very mixed frequency to the universe and it can no longer help you. Why don't you get what you want? It's why most people don't. It's clarity versus kinda versus no clue. Actually, the basic prosperity recipe is really simple, but it just isn't easy. Whether you know the law of prosperity or a law of attraction or not, it's always working, just like gravity. If you throw an apple up into the air and you don't know the law of gravity, it doesn't make any difference, because if you sit there and you don't move, that apple's going to bonk you right in the head when it comes back down. You don't have to know the law of attraction, law of prosperity, but if you don't, it's working anyway. Law of attraction and law of gravity work whether you know it or not. And so it's always working. Let me be perfectly clear about the law of attraction, better known in this program as the prosperity recipe. It is always working whether you know it or not. You say, I have no money, I have no money. The universe will give you no money. You say, oh my gosh, I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get the COVID, I'm going to get COVID done. You will get it because you are saying what you want. The universe is always listening and it sends it right to you. You always get what you want when you positively say, know what you want, believe you can have it, take action, give thanks and praise before it arrives on this physical plane. You always get what you want every single time. And when you positively know what you want, it's a universal law. Now, so why don't people get what they want? Well, most people do what most people who come to this class always do. They come in and you say, baby, what do you want? And they say, well, I kind of know what I want. I kind of think I want this. I kind of know what I want. I kind of believe I can get it. I kind of take some action and I kind of give thanks and praise for it every once in a while. When you are unsure, the universe goes, unsure. So you get a mixed signal. Sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. You can't figure it out. There's no rhyme or reason to it because you kind of know. You get what you want in a hit or miss basis, a mixed signal. Your results are inconsistent and show up only on occasion. And when you see people, how many know people that say, I don't have a clue what I want in life, and I don't believe I should get it even if it came to me. And I take action by whining, crying, and moaning all the time that I never get what I want, because you say, I never get what I want, and the universe is always listening. You never give thanks and praise. You only whine and complain about it, and the universe is always listening. It says they don't have a clue. They don't know what they want. I'm not sending them because I don't know what they want. And so that's how it goes. So you have to make up your mind. You have to make up your mind. It's like when the waitress comes to your table, she says, sugar, what do you want? And if you say, I would like some chicken fried steak, I'd like a salad, and I'd like some mashed potatoes, I guarantee you she'll bring it right to you. But most of the time, if you said to her, oh, baby, I don't know what I want. Can you just bring me something? She's going to thump you on the head and say, I'll come back when you are ready. This is what exactly happens in the universe. The universe says, baby, what sugar? What do you want? Well, I kind of want this. I kind of want that. I don't know what I want. And the universe gets so confused. It kind of says, well, they kind of wanted this, so I'll send that and see if that's what they want. I'll send this. And when you don't have a clue, the universe doesn't send you. And then when you say, I never get what you want, the universe goes, okay, I'm never going to send you what you want. And so it doesn't. The universe does not send you what you want because it says they don't want anything. So I will send them that. When you decide what you want, you get it every single time. The people that know what you want, believe you can have it, take action, give thanks and praise, you get it every single time because there is clarity. The universe knows what you want. It has it already. Remember the very first session I said, your job is to know what you want. God's job is to send you the resources to know how. I don't know how you're going to manifest everything in your life, but I do know that once you know what you want, you get it. And if you don't like what you want to manifest, no worries. Because my mama always said, I have a clean mind because I change it often. You can change your mind as often as you want and get especially what you want. If you don't like it, you just change it and get something else. Each week you come to the Abundance Banquet Hall and you choose from your own prosperity buffet table exactly what you want. If you do not take it or you want something different, you may choose it. It's really easy. That's really life. That's why I do the buffet table, because that is life. Your abundance is always there for you. You attract it to you. My beloved mother laughed hard when she would say, I change my mind often. And if I don't like something, I just change it. And so that's what she did all the time. And so simply declare, if you don't know exactly, you say what you want, this or something better. So you say what you want. I would like to drop 15 ugly pounds, this or something better. I would like to attract into my life $1 million, this or something better. Let your highest good manifest and let your divine results appear now. Simply declare this or something better. I let my highest good manifest and let my divine results appear right now. And that's what you do. And that's what you do. Your thoughts determine your experience. That's the law of attraction. You see, your subconscious mind is designed to take your predominant conscious thoughts, which are your beliefs. Let me give it to you again. Your predominant conscious thoughts are your beliefs, and create a reality based around them. So the beliefs you hold is the reality you create around you. It does so by causing you to do things subconsciously that will bring about what you pretty much expect. These expectations comes from your beliefs. If you believe that you're going to get COVID, you're probably going to attract it right into your life. You're not going to wear a mask. You're going to decide that you can go out and do the things you want to do. Your subconscious mind will also cause you to observe more of that which is in alignment with your expectations and overlook or dismiss which is not. That's why people that hold certain political party beliefs, they attract and want to be with other people that hold those beliefs, because then they can justify, then they can say, see, those beliefs are exactly what is. They overlook or dismiss the others. These people that are overlooking and dismissing anything about mask wearing, they're hanging out with people that choose not to wear a mask. They delude themselves into saying it's a freedom issue, and they dismiss what does not work. And one by one, some of them are really now dying because it is not something you can just dismiss. And so because the universe is mental, the collective subconsciousness of a group plays a role in orchestrating this as well, of the intentions with others fall into place with perfect timing. What this means is why we work so well as a group, why our group keeps coming back together, our Prosperity Recipes classes come back together with the same people, is we've seen it works. Once we've seen it work on one person for health, on one person for finance, on one person for a job, on one person for this, once it can be shown that it works, then we decide, oh my gosh, it's working. So the law of attraction has a logical order, yet it is orchestrated by what more than just us. So our group helps to create that. So know what you want is step one. The law of attraction and my success recipe is to focus on what you want, and just have faith that it will show up. Usually that is where most people give up because as I've explained again and again, your belief system does not change very much unless you actively change it. Know what you want. Believe you can have it. Take action, give thanks and praise. If you don't believe you can have it, unless you do something to let go and release that to set up a vacuum, then you replace it by, yes, of course I am prosperous. Of course I can have. The financial guide, the Bible tells me I can. When you change that belief actively, then you can bring it into your life. Why this class works and successful people come back again and again is because it's the best way to create observational thinking in harmony with the desired result is to watch others. And this class, we've seen people heal themselves of cancer. We've seen people do all kinds of things, bring $10,000 into their life when they had no idea how to do that. And we find them because we've seen the results. And so here's how we're going to do it. The recipe to attract what you want, number one, as I continue to say, decide, decide, decide. Decide exactly what you want. That's step number one. If you're not clear, the universe will get a mixed frequency signal and send you unwanted results. I don't know what I want. I'll come back when you are ready. You do not get what you want until you know what you want. This is why people can easily create, well, I think I'm going to manifest a cup of coffee. They can do that. But when it comes to the big stuff, their belief system is shaking. And so I kind of think I could get it. I kind of think. And once you start that it gives a mixed signal, and you must match the frequency of what you want, not a mixed frequency. Does that make sense? Second, you must ask for what you want. The universe will answer. Ask and then believe what you want is already on its way to you. It's already there. I already believe that I have my custody back with my grandchildren, whom I love and adore. I already see them living with me and taking time with me. You must ask, decide what you want, ask for what you want, feel it. Feel it. How will you feel once you receive what you want? How are you going to feel when you write that book? How are you going to feel when you publish those new things that you want to create, those new inventions? How are you going to feel when that's created and when you see somebody enjoying that invention? Gratitude. Be grateful before you know what you want arrives on the physical plane. You have to give thanks and praise before it shows up. I'm thankful that I have my grandchildren back with me. I'm grateful. I feel wonderful. I love to feel that. And trust the universe, God, the Lord, the spirit within, the great I am, however you want to say it. Trust the universe. The universe will always, always, always deliver, but it's always listening. So if you have a habit of saying, I'm sick, I'm tired, you're going to be sick and tired all the time. You see, you have to marinate in the high vibes, positive energy, like we talked about last week with the coach. You have to start with the end in mind. What is it that you want? See you getting it. See you getting it. Feel how you would feel. And then marinate means to soak in it, to understand you soak in it. When you walk, when you take a shower, see that coming down around you. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Understand, know what you want, and manifest it now. understand, know what you want, and you bring it to you. You manifest it. And my master sweet energy chef was my own dear mother. As I've said before, my mother was my life master chef. Oh my gosh. She emanated happiness. Yet others who have gone through half of a fraction of what she endured aren't happy. Yet happiness is definitely a decision, a choice that you make. My mother's long struggle with polio could have made her bitter and unhappy. 25 operations she had before she was age 12. That would have knocked the wind out of anybody's sail and send them on a lifetime of negative journey with negative energy. But luckily for my mother, she had two people who truly believed in her and constantly gave her precious positive juices to marinate in. They were her mother and father, my grandparents. While my mother was in the polio ward, my grandmother would come to visit her. Now, my grandmother had 8 children, and my mother, so she couldn't come to see her every day. She certainly couldn't come to see her every week. It was probably every other week that she got to the hospital. And although she didn't have much money because she had so many mouths to feed, she always brought little Marie a treat. And one day she brought my mother a jar of olives. Who would bring a kid a jar of olives? But she told Marie, me dear, you can savor an olive all for yourself, but then you can throw a treat to your friends in the ward to help them. So each one, you can throw that over to them so they too can enjoy a little treat. And she said, me dear, you know I can't come every day, and you know I can't come every week. So I want you to keep sweet thoughts all day long. I want you to look out the window and see the men mowing the lawn. And I want you to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, God, that I'm alive to see that. I want you to say, thank you, God, that you can smell the sweet cut of the grass. I want you to say, thank you, God, for the food and the clothes and the people you love, and they love you. Say, thank you, God, for letting me walk one day. And thank you, God, for my many blessings. And you are so very lucky. So I want you to keep sweet thoughts to help you heal. Can you imagine saying that to a kid that was left in the ward and 25 operations? And she said, now remember, my little love, when you laugh, the world laughs with you. But when you weep alone. So put a smile on your face and wave at all the visitors that come and pass by your window. And know that your father and I love you very much, and we believe in you. So that's what she would tell my mother every time she came to visit. And so my mother learned to do just that, to pass the time in the polio ward. My mother did what her mother instructed her to do. She laughed, she smiled, and as a little kid, she would blow kisses to anyone who looked at her because she knew she became the darling of the polio ward. She smiled all the time, she laughed, and the other kids would cry, and she'd say, oh, don't cry. Look at the man mowing the lawn. And she would use these things on them. In her first 12 years of life, my mother was surrounded by pain and suffering. Easily. Sorry. She could have succumbed and wallowed in her pain and her hurt. That hurt would have become a negative loop of vicious bundled beliefs that would have become words and thoughts that played again and again. You're broken, you're second-class citizen because you have polio, you're no good, you're not enough. That negative looping and bundling of thoughts and beliefs and words that created a habit of negativity. These are beliefs that vibrate at a very, very low frequency. But like I've said so many times before, it just takes one person to believe in you, even if that's you yourself, to turn that negative loop into a positive one. And my grandparents knew that my mother would have a lifetime of taunts that could become her reality. And they spent as much time using spaced repetition on my mother to create a different reality for her. They would say again and again and again, I believe in you, I believe in you. You can do anything you set your mind to. Win over the people that come to the polio ward with your smile. Use your positive attitude that can outdo any negative attitude that comes at you. I believe in you, your grandfather believes in you, and we know you can do this. My grandparents didn't know anything about Albert Einstein saying everything is energy. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and it cannot help but be the reality. But they did know when you know what you want, believe you can have it, take action and give thanks and praise to God before it arrives on the physical plane, your faith will give you what you want every single time. And like my mother, some of us, including me, have had some very hard knocks and dings throughout our lives. Is there anybody on this call tonight that hasn't? Is there anybody that hasn't suffered a physical health issue or a negative relationship or a lost job or even maybe a financial setback? We've all been there. It's your time to marinate in your own positive juices to attract the prosperity you desire into your life. The harmonious relationships, the healthy, vibrant body, the joyous job, and the dream lifestyle. You have to release the low vibrations that you have been filled with. Resentment, hurt, judgment, anger, fear, all of that. Release it so that you create that vacuum and then accept yourself so that you know what you want. You see, as humans in our earth suits, humans in our earth suits, we are all provided learning opportunities here on planet Earth. It's not what happens to you, it's how you choose to deal with it. Learn to every experience as an opportunity to access, acquire, expand, and grow your prosperity consciousness. Every experience is a learning opportunity only, not bad or good, just a learning opportunity. You might not have had a positive mom and dad like I did, but you can always re-nurture yourself using Ho'oponopono, using our class. If you are not strong enough yet, use the spirit of my mother until you can collect your own sweet positive juices and marinate and soak in it. If you're not strong enough, reach out for encouragement and support from one of your positive marinating prosperity buddies until you can collect your own sweet juices and marinate in them. I adored my mother, and she always said, you decide. You decide your prosperity. You decide. You create your life. You decide all the good that you're going to attract into it. Oprah Winfrey said, nothing that has ever happened to you is wasted. What has happened to you really happened for you. Each hard knock, each hard knock, each hard knock builds strength. And strength times strength equals power. Don't give your power away. Accept it. The thoughts you think, the words you speak create the results you experience. If you have results in your life, health results, relationship results, job results, or dream lifestyle results that you do not like, you can discard them now and re-choose what you want in your life. But first you must let go, and some of us don't even know what's holding us back. Then use Ho'oponopono to let it go. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And I thank you. Even that sound is a higher vibration. You create your own experience. Watch your thoughts because they become your words. Watch your words because they become your actions. Like I said last week, thought energy vibrates at a specific frequency. Tune into 100% sweet energy for your life. Vibrate at a very high level. Your thoughts, your words, and actions, so all things are possible with God. You can attract, and all of us know how to do this. Most of us are good at attracting good health, or we're good at attracting money, or we're good at attracting a job, or we're good at attracting relationships. If you can do it in one area, listen to me very carefully. You can do it in all areas. The only reason you did it in the one area was because that's what you believed you were good at. And so if you can do it in one area, you can do it in all areas. I've given you the recipe. You have to know that abundant blessings are showering you now. I shimmer with excitement because I am prosperous. Retrain yourself, because prove me now herewith. I will open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. I love this about tithing. Tithing is the secret weapon, the secret sauce that helps us get more of what we want faster. You can get it right now, but if you want it faster, the more you tithe, the better you tithe, the more you get it. I will open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to tithe, to receive it. On my website, that's where we do our tithing right now, and it's under the store. And you click on store and it's under online classes. Click on online classes and it will say online class and success donation. If you want to give a donation, a tithe, you can click it in there now or click it in this week and know that it will come back to you. And so for 10 weeks, just do it. Prove me now herewith. Try it out and make sure that it works for you. Because knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. So this week, I'm asking you to practice Ho'oponopono. I want you to release everything that no longer serves you and send it down to Mother Earth to heal it, to transform it, to cleanse you of it, to clear you of it at a soul level. I want you then to send up it into the sun so that it can now come to you in the conduit of both and fill you with the light energy that makes you the vibration of the match that you want in your life for vibrant health, for harmonious relationships, for pleasurable purpose to give your gifts and talents to the world and dream lifestyles. We are cooking up prosperity right now, each and every week. And so it is.